This is getting out of hand. Now there are two of them.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to DCC Sodor. Today's review is on Bachmann's Grumpy Diesel. The saddest excuse for a re-release I've ever seen. We're going to skip over the packaging portion and jump straight into the review of Diesel, just because, you know, the packaging on Bachmann locomotives hasn't changed in the past 4 or 5 years now. So let's jump right into the review and take a look at Grumpy Diesel. Now, of course, you know, Diesel is just the same kind of chunky Bachmann 08 mold that we've gotten from Bachmann since 2010 when Diesel originally came out. And then in 2018 they released this version of Diesel, Grumpy Diesel, with a more accurate to his mood in the show. So some interesting differences between Diesel and this version of Grumpy Diesel are the face size is different. I don't know why they changed it, but his face is now shorter, doesn't take up nearly as much room on the front end as it has in the past. The rods are one solid piece on Grumpy Diesel versus 2 pieces on the regular Diesel. And that's about all I can find. I'll say this, that my Grumpy Diesel, when I got him out of the box, had a ton of fingerprints on him, and I actually still haven't gotten them all. I find more every time I do handle this, but I mean, places where I haven't handled it, I still find fingerprints. And I think that's really, really poor on Bachmann's part. They should do a better job of cleaning their models before they end up in the packaging. Another thing I'll say about Grumpy Diesel that's different from Diesel is the color of the face. Not only that, but the paint on the new Diesel face is very thick, and like when you're looking straight on, it's really hard to tell that he even has a mouth. Just looks like a chin or a lower lip even. But from the side it doesn't look too bad. I'm not sure why Bachmann decided to release this. Like, I get it, a lot of people complained that Diesel's face was happy when he was released, but they could have just released a classic Diesel instead. But instead we get this just a re-release of Diesel. Or even what they could have done is made a classic Diesel face that you could pop the old Diesel or the CGI Diesel face off and put your own classic face on, so that you could still have the moving eyes and you could have that sinister, devious, classic Diesel look. But instead we got another CGI Diesel that's like, you know, grumpy is not the words you think of when you think of devious Diesel. You think of devious. Grumpy is not a word that comes to mind. But, you know, that's what they did. But I do appreciate that the large-scale version of Diesel has this face and not the happy face. Because, you know, everybody hated this face when it came out. And this is a little bit better. Again, you know, for a recommended retail price of over $100, it's kind of hard to justify if you've already got the regular version of Diesel. Now, of course, I'm crazy, so I wanted the second version of Diesel, and I got him for my birthday, but I just don't see why they couldn't have released like an extra face or something like that for the, because there's no need to have 2 Diesels on the market. That's the other thing. Why do they have 2 Diesels on the market? And they look exact. It's not like there's like any variations. They're the exact same model other than the face. That's the only difference. Now, we've been trying to get Bachmann to update the Thomas, Percy, and James faces for years, but they go ahead and do Diesel first. I don't know. A little strange if you ask me, but that's Bachmann. So, anyways, let's roll this back a little bit, and we'll show Diesel running a bit. He runs just about exactly the same as the regular Diesel does. Of course, I can't compare one Diesel to the other because my regular Diesel is DCC, and my new Diesel is not DCC. Yet. If you guys want to see a video on installing a DCC decoder into Bachmann's Class 08 mold, then feel free to drop a comment below, and I'll probably do it anyways. But I just want to see if there's any interest at all. Anyways, let's see some running from Diesel, and we'll come back for the conclusions. So, in conclusion, we have a sort of unnecessary re-release of a character that most people aren't going to buy another one if they already have the original. I think it was kind of a poor move on Bachmann's part to re-release Diesel so soon, when they have a lot of retoolings they could do. But I guess with Diesel, all they had to do is tool a new face, and that's a lot easier than retooling, say, Thomas, James, or Percy, because they would probably all need retooled so that their faces and eye sizes would be accurate. So, I don't know. Not a particular fan of this model. And it's good if you don't have Diesel. If you don't have Diesel, I recommend you get Grumpy Diesel over the regular Diesel. But if you already have the regular Diesel, I don't really see the point of it. Again, that's just me. I don't know. Bachmann surprises us with Daisy and Ryan and the narrow gauge line, so in some ways I can't complain too much, because these intermittent releases mean if people buy these, we get more new toolings, and as always, we're always going to be looking out for getting new toolings, because, still people that want Stepney, as do I, Boko, Arthur, Murdoch, other Season 7 characters. Well, I don't know if they'd ever do Fergus, but getting off topic again, as I always do in these reviews, I have to say that if you want a nice running diesel engine and you don't have diesel in your fleet already, I recommend that you go out and get yourself Grumpy Diesel, because it kind of gets your whole cast of characters away from smiling all the time, because Diesel doesn't smile that much, at least not normally. So yeah, I recommend this if you don't already have Diesel. If you do, save your money and get Daisy instead when she comes out. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you all have a great day and a great week if you're watching this during the week, or a weekend, or a great night if you're watching it at night. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the bell to stay up to date on the latest videos. Thanks, and goodbye. So, as an addendum, if you saw while he was running, there were points when he would just jerk like crazy. I think it's my track, because it looks really dirty, so I probably should clean it. And maybe now clean his wheels. But anyways, I would take that running that you saw with a grain of salt. Again, there are a lot of conditions that that are in my control, but something that I don't do enough, which is clean my track. So before you make a decision based on how mine ran, I'd recommend checking out some other videos. And this diesel over here runs perfectly fine. So I wouldn't worry too much that your diesel is going to run like mine. Just make sure you have a clean track. Okay, now I'll say thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.